Hey, good morning, guys. I'm out here just south of Pahrump, Nevada. This is Tecopa Road right behind me, and this is the old Spanish Trail. They got the old Spanish Trail little information center right back here. And I thought, what a cool place. Since it's so windy out today, they're calling for like 20 to almost 50 mile an hour winds today. So I wanted to find a nice, secluded little place where it's not too windy and yet be outside in this beautiful weather. So I thought I may as well go to Cathedral Canyon. This is kind of just a small little canyon some guy owned back in the 70s, and he did a lot of restorations. So I just wanted to check out what it looks like nowadays. This guy died back in '93 that was taking care of this, and I just wanted to check it out because this was over 15,800 acres, almost 16,000 acres this guy bought back in the 70s, and he was just restoring this cool little canyon way out in the middle of nowhere, really. I'm probably 10 minutes from town, 15 minutes outside of Pahrump. Just make a quick little video of Cathedral Canyon. So as soon as you get up towards the top of this canyon, there's like one single grave of an Indian named Quehoe, Quehoe. And this guy was like an outcast of his group. Okay, back in the day, apparently if you were like had some kind of disability, like you were crippled from like you couldn't walk correctly, and this guy couldn't either. He had a broken leg. Apparently he had clubfoot. He had a broken leg and it didn't heal correctly, so he had a distinctive limp. Everywhere he went, they could track him down. But he went around and he murdered like almost 30 people, maybe more. And apparently it's quite an interesting story. If you just Google his name, it'll come up, and it's a quite lengthy story, quite interesting, that's for sure. So I thought this was worth the stop of Quehoe, the Indian man. Seems like people are like leaving stuff here. We got little hand-printed concrete slabs here. I'm gonna head down into the canyon and kind of check out what else is going on down here with this grisly past. All right, I'm down here at the bottom of Cathedral Canyon, and as you can see in the background, there's little bit of grass growing. So that's always a good sign that there's a good source of water. There's a couple little areas where there's like bunches of trees growing in the middle of the desert. So I was gonna ride down there and see if sometimes there's like hot springs around. If you see stuff like that, whenever you see like a bunch of trees or there's just a little stream, even just a small source of water going. So as you can see, I'm walking into this canyon here. And I thought on a windy day like today, it is so windy, I thought my bike was gonna fall over a couple times. So I thought I may as well come down to this little canyon and check out what was going on. Wiley bought this back in 1971, and he kind of made it into like a little religious grotto, sort of. It's just a huge canyon. As we come up here, see, he had plumbing, and there's a whole bunch of like electrical wires that are exposed here and there too. I don't know if I would drive a car through here because there's a couple spots where it gets really low, so that's why I parked my bike way down there. I wasn't sure the condition of some of these washouts. But you can see there's a lot of greenery. And you can tell there's a lot of butterflies that are enjoying all of this greenery that's coming up. A lot of birds flying around. So as I'm walking down here, there's a lot of these really big canyon walls. They just drop straight off. It's kind of nice. It's a really nice view, easy to walk at this point. It's really nice. It's a really easy walk. Once you get up to this point, it's pretty flat. So I think if I took that upper road, if you get up over that hill and come in, I think it's a lot smoother. And back in the 80s, they used to have they said this whole canyon was lit up with lights. I would have loved to see something like that. That would have been neat. So we have, unfortunately, a lot of people destroy things. They go shooting down here, and some people just destroy things for no reason. Because back in the day, this was like really the place to go. Alright, so now I'm nearing the entrance gate. It's over here. Looks like there used to be a light up there. There's some electrical, maybe some old lights or something like that. It used to be called Hidden Hills Ranch way back in the 70s. So this guy put some extensive time into this. So when this guy wasn't doing his lawyer job during the weekdays, he would come out here on the weekends and put tons of money and time into this place. And there's like a couple of rooms over here. Go check these out. It seems like he ran electricity to all this too. That's pretty cool. All this. But as soon as you come in off the main road, off to the right here, there's going to be like two little rooms you can kind of check out. And just to show you the extent of work this guy went into to make these two little bathrooms, I can assume, because these are like, you can see the old tile floor, and then he had like electricity here, the old light switch. It's a really small room. This is really small, but they had like a little toiletry. Here's where the toilet must have been, and the sink. So here's another bathroom, from what I assume. This is just a tiny little room. Here's the electricity down here. You can see this is kind of bowing out or something. Maybe that's the way it used to be. But here's the toilet down that way. You can imagine if you had like Papa Squat in here. I have to say, these are the coolest bathrooms I've ever seen. In the side of a mountain. Look at, this is just like carved out inside of a mountain. Guys, all this rock is pretty much hanging over my head right now. There's those creepy bathrooms. Those things are pretty sweet. I really like those bathrooms. But look at, it's just carved into the side of this mountain right here. Okay, but anyways, it's enough bathroom talk. But the view around here is just amazing. And there's You can see that crow. Crows flying all over the place. So yeah, this guy put an extensive amount of time into this place. Could you imagine if you had to maintain 16,000 acres almost? Yeah, that's a bunch of irrigation. That must have been how he ran the water to like the bathrooms all over. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that just washed out of the mountains here. So this is where people do all their target practice. They have a lot of bullet holes in that one right there. And then you have the headless Jesus. This is where everybody does their target practice and shoots the head off of statues that once stood here. Also, there's other little spots where it's just dug out, something like that. There's a whole bunch of them all over the place. There's like one over here, so you can see, and quite a few more up this way. This is a great day to be out here, really. This is like, right now, there is no breeze whatsoever, and it feels like it's about 90 out, maybe 100. Getting pretty warm, but yeah, this is just another huge canyon. It's just straight up. How great. Seems like there's a lot of Twisted Teas and Michelob Ultras around here too. But this is alright, so here we are at the end of the canyon pretty much. This was probably filled with water at one time. And right now it's filled with old beer bottles and trash. So I'm going to try and pick up as much as I can and fit on my bike to take out of here. But this is the end of Cathedral Canyon, and this is where they had all kinds of, this guy dug out all kinds of things around here. All right, now we're at the very end of Cathedral Canyon. And if you look up any of the old pictures about here, there used to be like old steps. As you can see, there's some steps here, and they went all the way up to the top right here as a shortcut. So I imagine the parking lot or something was like on the far side over here, and then people just walk down into this really cool little canyon. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Oh, here's another set of steps. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, they had steps all over the place. All right, so this is another hangout spot. There's like a foundation here. So this thing was pretty sturdy, whatever this was. This must have been like a little overlook of something. I don't even, either way, it's a great view. I'm standing here right now. You can almost see the top. Like, I'm just a couple feet short of the top, but this would be a great spot to stand. All right, and if you're out in Nevada, you never know when you're gonna find some gold. I just struck it rich, maybe. Check out this. Oh my gosh, look at all that gold. Or maybe it's just graffiti. Anyways, I just found a nice little tiny crevice. This thing is like, it's got the rocks hanging off the fencing and everything. So this is pretty neat. There's all kinds of little nooks and crannies around here where you can like just walk around, really. So as you're walking along this path, I mean, there's all kinds of little crevices everywhere. You can just see like how these little cracks form. I think this is just a natural crack, really. Wow. There's air coming through there. Wow, that's cool. This is a really neat place, that's for sure. Cathedral Canyon. Come check it out sometime. I'm sure just like anywhere else, it's a lot better on the weekdays. About a year or two ago, there was a guy named, I think it was Roy Jaggers. He got murdered out here by like 3 meth heads. One lady, or not even, she was no lady. But all three of them are sitting in jail right now for murder. And this poor kid, Roy, he was just minding his own business at the rifle range across town. And apparently, these three meth heads kind of just stuck a gun on him and said, hey, you're coming with us. And they took him all the way out here and just tortured him for like all day, it sounded like. But anyways, these three bad criminals, one woman and two other accomplices, which were dudes, they were all high on meth. And they they just shot him with a 12 gauge and made him jump off the canyon wall, I guess. So today I'm carrying my Glock 17 Gen 5 9mm, just in case. You don't want, so you just never know. I don't want to be taken advantage or robbed or anything like that. That's just no way to go out, especially if you just meet some crazy person. So I just feel better safe than sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna head back down the road here and check out a couple of these low spots. I want to see like if there's any hot springs in this area, because that would be awesome. So I'm gonna go around, kind of poke around out here where I can see definitely some tree and foliage kind of popping up in the middle of nowhere. Just kind of look around. There's roads all over the place. There's gravel trails everywhere. That's what I love about this area, because you can just, it's not too soft. Like they have a lot of this poof dirt. It's like really soft dirt. It's just lake bed sediment, really, is what it is. It's just super soft. So it's just great for off-roading, that's for sure. I love it. So I'm just gonna head down the road here and see what else I can see. Not only is this a great place to go take pictures and videos all over the place, but this is actually a location where I think like a movie or two where it was actually filmed out here. Okay, so I drove a little further down the road behind Cathedral Canyon, where the actual canyon is, and it seemed like there was actual homesteads, or maybe this was his house. Maybe this could have very well been Mr. Wiley's house. Okay, so as I'm walking into Roland's house, I can only assume that this was Roland's house. The old rubble, the burnt down, unfortunate fire that happened. Who knows? Hopefully it wasn't done on purpose, which I'm guessing it probably was. But anyways, it's got this nice stonework all over the place, these nice steps. And he used to have this really nice house. It's not very big. It's probably like 20 by 15 or so. As you can see, it's just reduced to rubble right now. And it used to look so nice. I can only imagine. He had all this thick concrete painted on there. And then, oh, he had metal windows too. Wow, this is a really fancy little house. I can only imagine how nice this used to be. So, old Roland. I wish I could have seen this house back in the day, because right now it is totally trashed, unfortunately. But there is like a little farmette. I'm guessing there's a farmette over that way. I'm gonna head over that way because there's like a little grassy field where there's it looked to be that there was a farmette over here, because it's all fenced in still. So that's kind of neat. And they had like a little tiny barn, it looks like, that kind of tipped over. So I'm gonna come check this out. So right over the hill here is Prairie Fire, and that's where you can get certified to be like a security guard, personal security, anything. They certify you so you can carry a gun overseas and all kinds of stuff, and just train you on gun safety and how to shoot better. So anyways, back to this cool little busted, I don't even know what this is. Unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of like panels. These must have been here from something. It's like an old shower, shot up door. But here's this little, I don't know what that is. Take a little look inside here. Oh, it does have a concrete foundation. And it had, I don't know, a little bit of carpeting in there even. So who knows? I'm guessing that was probably for their animals. But as I'm walking around here, while I'm down here, I may as well just check out where maybe, I don't even know, maybe he had like goats or something out here, or who knows, camels even. I'm just gonna walk down here where the little lowland is. This is probably like a mile or two in back of Cathedral Canyon, so it's not too far away. And I just thought, why not? Because everybody usually stops at that canyon, and I don't think most people come back this way. Yeah, here's an old hose. This is old Roland's watering hose from 1993. That's the last time he was out here to work on it, I guess. He worked on this place until the day he died. And now it is reduced to, well, you know, this little grass meadow here, this is probably his grass that he planted from 30, 40 years ago. And it's really still there, you know, it's still looking good, Roland. So I just thought I'd stop out here, see if there's anything else to check out. And I usually get my morning exercise, although it's already afternoon. But there's a lot of sunken areas around here. That's one thing around when you're dealing with this poof dirt. If you're going to build a house or something like that, you definitely want to like remove this really soft sediment, because technically if you're going to build a house, you have to, by code, and then replace it with like gravel or a solid foundation, because there's a lot of settling. Like all this, I mean, sure, some of it gets washed out, but after a while, if the water permeates through it, it's just going to sink. Probably a good foot or two in some areas. But it's just a great day to be outside. Just wanted to check out something different, get out and just see what there is to find out in the middle of old Roland Wiley's estate. Right now it's just open land, so you can do whatever you want, and obviously people do, because look at the amount of these shotgun shells people just leave behind. Well, I thought that was a cool little bonus stop. If you keep on driving down the road, just drive on past Cathedral Canyon, and there's like a huge area. This guy owned a massive amount of land. So almost 16,000 acres, that's a lot. So there's a lot to explore, and it's super quiet. Other than the gunshots in the far, far away distance. Other than that, this is a great place to be. Cathedral Canyon, check it out sometime. It's freaking cool. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. And if you want, leave a comment and I can maybe answer some questions or see what kind of videos you guys want to see. I just like traveling all over the place, checking out places. So I just travel around on my bike all the time. And until I find some cool piece of property to buy, I'm just going to keep on going to all these little places out in the middle of nowhere. And until then, I'll check you later. Keep having a great day. Thanks.